we're going to start out stretching legs out. So some of you, log on early. It's so exciting to have Robin and Kennedy Joy. Kennedy Joy is the youngest yogi I've had in my classes. So she's 2 weeks old today. Flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. And then let's go ahead and go wider and flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. And then we're going to circle and circle. And I always like to talk a little bit about the class. We're going to do a number of sun salutations. Reverse your ankle circles. One is with some explanation, slow, each movement dedicated to a month. One is slow but in quiet. And then 2 are a little faster. So you'll see how we'll work them. Alrighty, so from here, let's go ahead and go even wider if you can and make your way forward. So it might be that you have your blocks handy or your hands are supporting you. Maybe you're able to take your elbows down, lower your head, extend and breathe. Some of you can go deeper, and especially if you can reach for your feet, sometimes it's tougher than hands down and breathing in and exhale. Good. And then reach. So bending one knee, and we're going to twist. So keeping sitting bones down, twist and rotate. So really taking your shoulder back, nice long spine, and look past your shoulder. Straight legs, ankle is flexed. Breath in, exhale. We're going to side bend. So come over. Now it might be that you need a strap to reach, or perhaps reaching for the foot, elbow down. These are all our warm-ups. Top arm up in the air, up and over. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. So instead of the arm forward, I'm trying to bring my arm up. Come on up. And then from here, we have, it's like a side plank. So my back hand is by the hip of the bent knee. I come up. So maybe you're able to come up partially. Perhaps you adjust your knee, so it gives you even more extension. You're reaching up and back, looking up at the ceiling, reaching, breathing in, exhale, and release. And we have second side. So bending the knee, it's a 3-part movement. Flexing the ankle of the straight leg, twist towards the bent knee. And look back. Breathing in. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. Side bend. So reaching. Using strap or not, top arm reaching upward. Perhaps bringing your elbow down to the inside knee. Stretching through the side ribs. Breath in. Exhale. So we know working sun salutations, it's a lot of forward bending, back bending, forward bending, back bending, or if you don't like the arches, reaching upward. So that's why we'll start out with like some of these twists and side bending. Come on up. Hand is down and you're going to swing. You could use your hand to lift. You could adjust your leg. So it might look more like a side plank or looking upward, reaching your arm towards the wall behind you. And breathe. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale and release and coming out. Good. So we're going to take soles of the feet together. hip opener, lengthen the spine. You could slip your hands under the ankles. You might see that you actually go to the crook of the arm, right up against the leg. Lower your head and stretch into your back. Exhale, back is rounded. And then lengthen. And what I'll do is I'll kind of slow it down. We're going to see what works because not everybody goes back to plow. And so we come up into the air, legs are up in the air, and take a moment here to scoop your head up, reach upward, and maybe you can also reach towards your feet. So I'm actually doing some core work, okay? So if I hold, it's not core, it's more of a stretch. And lower. Breath in. Exhale, lift, and you can also take elbow across knee. So this isn't about going fast, it's about coming over into this twist, using your core, holding, come back to center. Breathe in. Exhale, lift, center, twist. Try to bring your elbow towards the straightened leg, opposite knee. Breathe in. Exhale, and come out. And then from here, holding behind the knees, we come up, lengthen. So it's nice to get length in the spine. And exhale, lower. So you may find that's how you would prefer to work. Or we come back and we go towards plow. I'm sure I'll run into space issues. So you're coming into plow. And as you come to plow, take a moment to tuck your shoulders underneath you, reach, stretching your back. You might find you're not so warmed up yet, so maybe the feet don't actually touch down. Come up and lengthen. So some are doing core work, some are going back to plow. Make sure your spine is upright and then fold forward, head to feet. Inhale, lengthen, come back. Bringing your feet back and stretching your back. Tuck shoulders in, breathing in. Exhale. And lower, come up. And exhale. Alrighty, so from here, let's come onto our backs and do a few pelvic tilts. So you press down, you really press down and you connect to your abdominals, you connect your low back to the mat and lift. Exhale, press and arch. I guess when I say lift, I'm arching. And you press down and lift. Now, you can probably go deeper. So when you have a block, you bring a block to your knees or no block, press and lift. Your hands can help you. Press and lift. You can also have your hands under your head. Exhale, press your low back down and then let go. Last one, press, hold, squeeze your knees in together, engage your pelvic floor muscles and release. Good work. Have your feet wide and we have windshield wipers. So I think it's very nice. These are movements that they're best done right on the floor. Really nice warm-ups. Just let your legs go side to side. Now, as you go to one side, can your thigh touch down? Can the other knee press down? And again, can you make it? So my knee isn't quite touching down, but I'm making the effort, okay? Let's go one more side. And the next time you go to the right, pause, place your one foot on top of the other, grab hold of the arm, the side that is getting the nice stretch. Grab hold and look up at the ceiling and breathe. Stretching one side of your torso. Feet are wide, knees fall left. And then taking your left foot on right knee or the other way around. If you went the other way first, and grab hold of your wrist and lengthen this whole side of your torso. Look up towards the ceiling. Breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. Coming out, and then once you come out, let's just draw knees into chest, stretching your lower back. Breathe in. and exhale. So bridge is really an important one. Again, if you have a block, sometimes that's nice to do. You can have a block between knees. Press up, and as you press up, you're tightening, you're tightening through the upper body. There are two ways to work this. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to lift as high as I can. My elbows are bent, palms in the air, and I'm going to tighten. I don't always say that, but today I'm saying tighten glutes, tighten legs, tighten your back, and come down. We're going to do 3 like that. Press up and tighten. Press your pelvis up high and lower. So I'm just toning the back of the body. Inhale, press up, tighten, and down. Your arms are doing a pushing action. Arms are pushing down as you lift, as you tighten, and lower. Okay, pull knees into chest. So this next bridge, it's held. It means you're going to clasp hands underneath you. Do you have to tighten the glutes? No. What I'm thinking more of is, can I use my strong legs? Can I use my back muscles? I'm thinking more that my muscles are, I don't want to tighten so much as I want to utilize my muscles. I know if there's a distinction, I really don't want to feel like if I can tuck my shoulders underneath, I know that everything firms up, but I just don't really want, it's not just about squeezing. This is a blend of strength and flexibility. Breath in, exhale. So that effort minus tension, right? So that's what I would like to try to get. I have the effort here minus the tension. Lower. The first 3, I was adding some tension. Release, and you have happy baby. So you're reaching for your feet, soles of the feet looking up at the ceiling. Go wide with the knees. Breathe into your back. Inhale. Exhale. Press your shoulder blades down into the mat. Nice. And then we're going to release. So let's come up, and we're coming to sun salutations. We will get all the hamstring work in. We'll get all, the different movements here. Okay. So at the front end of your mat, I think I can move back. Okay. Hands are to heart center. So this is the one where I assign each of the 12 movements a month. And we look at the symbol or the symbology behind each pose as I interpret them. And so you might have different interpretation, or you could add to it in your mind. So hands are to heart, mountain. Deep breath in, exhale. So mountain, majestic, powerful, steadfast, rooted to the earth, commanding a presence. Beautiful mountains. Reach the arms up. That was January, by the way, new beginnings. Reach up, arch back. This would be February. And again, some of you will reach straight up. Some of you are reaching up and back, reaching for the sky, reaching for the stars, reaching for clouds, reaching up and back. Feet are grounded in the present moment, but the ability to look outward. And then soften the knees, come down slowly, right? So as you come down, you decide, do you want your knees soft the first time? Can you straighten your legs without locking? Lower your head, March, the month of March, and think of this as going inward, being introspective, going into that vast interior space that is calm and quiet. Breathe into your back. So remember, this first round is the slowest. And then lengthen out, look ahead of you, fold in again. We'll take the right foot back. So heel can be up or down. I'll have my heel up. Warrior 1, April. So reaching, lengthen. So here we are, extending your back leg, pelvis is squared, feeling your strength, warrior, your warmth, your sunshine, your courage. Breath in. If you're born in April, you're like beaming right now. And if you're not born in April, you say, I have these qualities. These qualities are present in all of us. We're going to come down, and then we have Kennedy Joy's month. We have May. That much I know for sure. We have May. And May is downward facing dog, and there is a playfulness to it. So, which is kind of fun. May she be very playful. Playfulness and maybe ingenuity, right? So you're pressing your hands down, delighting in the stretch, just like our four-legged friends. Breath in, exhale, and then come forward. This is June. So June, you are of assistance. You're like the ramp of a moving van. You are of assistance. You're solid. You're dependable. Breath in. You're helpful. And then we have Chaturanga Dandasana. So we're lowering right onto the belly. And the next one is July. We have Cobra. So you can always be on your elbows, of course, or press hands in. Press. If you don't feel very warmed up, don't come up as far as you normally do. Your feet are pressing down. Bhujangasana, Cobra. The ability to shed your skin, August. The ability to start anew. The ability to start over, to make big changes, to renew oneself, right? Lower. And then we have child's pose. I think of that. It's the added pose. It's the 13th one. And this is everyone's pose. It's just allowing yourself to be in this quiet place, floating, breathing into your spine. We have August. Downward facing dog. So here we go again. So now you're sharing. August is sharing with May. So we have the playfulness here. Press your hands into the mat. Send your sitting bones back. Breathing in. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. So leg comes up, look at your hands, right foot comes forward. September, you are sharing with April. So here we go, sharing with April. You have Warrior One, strong, beaming your strength, your warmth, your sunshine. Breath in, exhale, power pose, strength, courage. Lowering the hands. October, your feet can be hip distance apart. Lower your head. Forward fold. Maybe you can bring your hands, the backs of your legs, folding in more. Don't lock out your knees. Breathing in, the ability to go inward, to be introspective, to delight in quiet time, to make the journey inward. And then start to soften the knees as you transition. Come on up. Palms are touching, reach up and back, or hands can be apart. And take a moment here to breathe. Lengthen, arch back. Nice breath in. November. And then hands to heart center, December. Nice breath in. Exhale. I am going to shut a back door because I can't even focus. There's a big racket out there. Okay. I'm back. And you probably can't hear it because I have the headphones in. That's a good thing. It's just a racket. I have no idea what it was. All righty. So here you are. And we have a little it's not as slow and it's more quiet. Inhale. Lift, arch back. Soften knees, come forward. Lengthen your spine. So I'll still call out the months because then you could kind of think about what they mean to you, right? So we're in March. What they mean to you and how they may apply to the pose. Left foot back, April. Downward facing dog, May. Plank, June. Chaturanga Dandasana, August. Cobra. Sorry, July. Skipped a month there. July, Cobra. Lower. Add child's pose. Finally, August. Left foot could come up. Swing your foot forward. September. October. Lengthen out your spine. Fold in again. November. December. Okay. So next 2 rounds, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is taking forever. Next 2 rounds are interesting because we're going to work with the breathing. And you'll hear me say inhale, exhale. So what I would like you to do is kind of match each movement with your breathing. Sometimes I say take more breaths in because I know that it doesn't match the breath perfectly, or you might want to hold a pose. When you breathe, there is a certain way of breathing called ujjayi breath. So I want you, like when you inhale, it's all through the nose, inhale, exhale through the nose, but you constrict your glottis, you constrict your throat. If this doesn't make sense to you, just breathe normally. Or if it does work for you, you would be going. Some people call it Darth Vader breath. Some say it sounds like putting a seashell to your ear. So if that works for you, you constrict slightly so that the breathing, the inhalation, exhalation is longer. And then I'm just going to adjust my chat board. Okay. Robin. So Robin, I think she's saying that Kennedy Joy is like, she's relaxing. This is very relaxing for her. She's gonna fall asleep. Yeah. So here we go. Hands are to heart. So with the breathing, inhale. Exhale. Look ahead of you. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, swing your foot forward, warrior one. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come folding forward. Inhale, look ahead of you. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach your arms up, warrior one. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach on up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So that is not easy. I know, because everyone's breathing rhythm is different. It's hard to do it as a group. I know sometimes when I'm led by someone, I feel like I'm scrambling, and I don't like that. So I just slow it down. Some of you might just be finishing now. That's okay. The first round I messed up because in the warrior, the first round, the second warrior, because I added child's pose, and child's pose is something extra. So it didn't work with the breathing. So it threw me off. The second round of my guiding you was truer to what it's supposed to be like. And anyways, it's something to practice. And one idea you can think of is anytime you're reaching arms up, open, open, that's an inhalation. Anytime you're folding in, coming into a forward bend, and you could think of anytime your hamstrings are stretching, it's an exhalation. So that might help when you practice that on your own. We're grabbing a chair. Now, if you don't have a chair, don't worry about it. You can do all of this without a chair, okay? It is a sequence with balance. So, so again, you might find you like the chair or you don't. I can do this with or without. So here I go. I'm gonna hold, and I'm going to start out where I have, like, everything's one by one, and then the second time around we bring it all together. We're good with that. So this is how I'd like you to use the chair if you're using it. That you could hold, or you can have your knee leaning into it, but also you can be a little further away. The chair is there if you need it. I'm not really using it right now. I'm gonna bring my leg up a little higher, and I am, because it's there, I'm reusing it, but now I'm free of it. And I'm gonna reach the arms up. Palms can be together or arms wide, and breathe. And it feels kind of free to not be like, inhale, exhale. You just did 4 sun salutations, yeah. Represents being rooted to the earth and sourcing your energy from the sun. Release. Now, of course, you could turn around if you're not using the chair. You don't need it, okay? So you could hold on to it or not. And Breathing in, extending, and releasing, coming out. Now we have eagle. So for eagle, what you could possibly do is face the chair, and then this is how I would show you if you are using it. And okay, so I'm bending both knees. It's kind of cool to use the chair. Like, you don't have to use it the whole time, but I kind of like having it as a prop on this. So basically what I do is I wrapped, and then I'm going to, whichever leg's on top, the opposite arm crosses over. So I'm still holding the chair. And then you could take that top arm and you might say, oh, wow, okay, I could go there, or you wrap. Okay, so it's step by step, and you know the chair is right there, and you're breathing. Inhale, exhale, and unwind, because we are going to be coming back to that. I'll show from an angle. And so you are bending the knees, you wrap. You cannot wrap if you can't wrap if your standing leg is straightened. It just doesn't work that way. So you're holding, and then some of you are just gonna wrap and not use the chair, but you would take whatever leg's on top, the other arm comes up, and then you could bend, and you might say, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm like 90% there. And then you bring the arms together and breathe. Exhale. And release. Imagine these are all going to be put together. So now I have another one where, and if you're really going to use the chair, I think, I don't know, I kind of think that you need something for comfort, okay? Some of you won't need the chair. So basically this is what I'm looking at. And some of you are like, I can do that with a strap. And maybe you have a chair and your leg comes up over the chair. If that's too much for you, you can turn around and use the lower part of the chair, okay? So this is one way to practice using chair. Or you have your strap to foot or hand to big toe, and you extend and you reach. I am gonna move so that I can actually extend my arm. Breathing in, exhale. Remember, we're going to be coming back to these. Soften the knee, stand for a moment in mountain. We'll do the counter poses later. So if you're doing the chair, you might say, you might have to, reach and practice balancing with your leg up, or using strap, using hand to foot, engage your core, and extend and breathe. There's 5 balance poses. Yeah. Breathe in. Exhale. Release. We're coming back. Hands are to heart center. And so we have dancer's pose. So you might say, oh, I'll hang on just for a second. I actually like the chair in that I could lean, and I'm trying to square the pelvis. Okay, I know my hip wants to open out. I'm trying to square, and I could lean my other arm into the chair or be free of the chair and look ahead of you. Try to really stretch your leg up into the air. Breath in, exhale, release. Take hands to heart center. And for the second side, if arching doesn't work for you, you can be upright. You can use a strap to your foot, or you're extending, you're kicking the leg back, perhaps extending your arm. And again, I like this. The second time around, I'm probably not going to use the chair at all. And some will opt to use the chair. So here we are, breathing in, dancer's pose. Exhale. And and release. Hands are to heart center. The fifth one, I bet you guessed it already, half moon. Okay, so for half moon, I would say the chair turns if you're using the chair. And, you know, just make sure it doesn't move. I just need space. So make sure that your chair is stable. I should be showing it always. Yeah, maybe I can still do it. All four legs of the chair should be, all 4 feet of the chair should be on a sticky mat. When you come over, I got just enough space. You have your elbow down and you're extending. Okay, so some of you might say, you know, that works. And not everybody needs that. So what's kind of cool is I am free of the chair, but I could also maybe have a little bit of the chair leaning into my arm. So and use a block, of course, if you like. The chair is also great if you don't have a block. All right, so use your top hand to press up. Breathing in. Exhale. Since I did that way, I'll do it the other way as well. I'm turning my back to you. So your standing foot, toes are pointing to the chair. I always bend my knee coming in. I have my arm is helping me to steer into the pose. I'm extending, and maybe you find you really don't need the chair. And breathe. So it's kind of nice to have it there, at least this first time around. Nice work, come on out. And that deserves a nice squat. So let's go wide. Heels turned in, toes turned out, drop down into your squat. Now, some of you might want to come into a deeper squat. Don't use your chair for coming into the squat like to hang on to, because you're certain to pull the chair towards you. And breathe in. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. So here's what I want to do before we do that whole sequence put together. I do want to come into our core strength. So here we go. Let's see, how will I do this? I'm going to just move this a little more in this direction. All right. So the very first thing I'm thinking about doing is a side plank, and we're going to be on our elbows. Okay. So I come over, my elbows down, and remember, this can all be done without a chair. Okay. So side plank, and to make it easier, your outside leg can come in, or feet are together. You could also reach, you could also bend into one knee. And it's all oblique muscles. Breathing in. Exhale. Foot comes down, press yourself up, and pause. Breath in. Exhale. Second side. Elbows down. So you know this can all be done without. I kind of like having the chair because I'm still working, but I can work it so that it's challenging for me. Breathing in. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale. And release, press. I'm going to do a reverse plank. That can be done on the floor with your hands behind you. You could make it easier by coming into tabletop, right? Reverse tabletop. And some of you with the chair, you might say, oh yeah, I'm keeping my knees bent. Or extend your feet and arch, look upward, tilt your head back. Breathing in. Exhale. And lower. Soften. And take your arms up over and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Okay, so then we have a quad stretch because I want to put it all together. So, oh, Wally, it's almost as good as It's almost as good as intense quad stretch at the wall. So here's the thing. I do need something extra knee padding. My chair is cushioned, but not everybody's is. So you might need an extra something. I'll show you. I am grabbing a little kitchen towel, and that might be all it takes to help my foot. So after this, we'll put it in the laundry. My foot will be on it. So you're coming over and you're going to bring one foot up. The closer your knee to the chair, the more difficult, the more the knee is away, the easier, just like that concept at the wall. You really don't want to kick the chair back. Maybe you have to have your chair against a wall, or maybe you just need to not have your knee so close. Now the other leg comes forward. Yeah, there we go. So you're in a quad stretch, okay? And what we'll do is I'm walking my foot forward. I'm going to come forward. Oh, yeah. Come forward and say hello to your quads. Say hello to your hip flexors and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. That's one way, right? Another way is to come upright. Woo! To take your arms up. Another is to go back. I'm going to have to bring my foot a little closer in. To reach up and back. Another way is to reach for the legs of the chair. Press your pelvis forward. Reach for the legs of the chair. Kind of cool. Look up. Breathe in. Exhale. Oh, how I wish I could see all of you and take a screenshot. Yeah. And then to come out lower. Come to child's pose as a counter pose. Breathe in. Exhale. Let's do second side. So we start out with one foot up. And again, you may not need that extra little something, but sometimes the feet are really tender. And then my lower knee comes up. Okay. So maybe you're like, okay, decide where your knee should be, closer into the chair, further. And here you are in a forward fold. Anjali Asana, crescent moon. Breathe in. Exhale. Now I know this is intense because it's intense for me. So I'm really getting a good hip flexor stretch and quad stretch. Okay, and then you come up. Now you want to make sure your knee is happy. So on this side, my knee is, it's a tighter side, so I can feel that my chair wants to move. So I'm just gonna move my knee. So I want my chair to be stable. This is not, ego doesn't win on this one. Reach up, extend, breathe in. Exhale, can you look up, keeping your balance? Bring your arms down. This is my favorite part. Reach for the seat of the chair, the legs of the chair, if you can. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're like, I can't reach there, but I'll clasp my hands. And arch, so I kind of shift my pelvis forward, lift my heart center up, and move my heart forward. Breathe in, release, slowly come out, free your leg. It's much easier coming out than when you're at the wall. And come to child's pose. Take a moment here. Breathe in. Exhale. So this next one too, yep, we have time. Next one too is, we're here and I'm just thinking, hey, we can do a downward facing dog. We can work on an inversion. I think the blanket probably gets in the way, but I also really, really want my chair against something it's not going to move. I do not want it to move while I'm doing an inversion, okay? So it's okay that it's off the mat right now, because the important thing, if it moves, it only goes so far. It's right up against the bookshelf for me. So you can do this. You can do three-legged dog if you're not using the chair, okay? Everything can be done without this chair. All right, reach in. So I know not many of us have props at home, but certainly we all have chairs. That's why I like to use this at times. So I'm stretching. Come out. I should measure. Let's measure. Sit with your back to the wall or to the chair. See where your heel is, the heel of your hand. is going to come there. Now, the mistake people do is they go too narrow. I want you to go wide. And usually we say shoulder width apart, but you know what? Go wider. And it's the funniest thing. When I say shoulder distance apart, men go really, really wide, and the women tend to go closer in. It's a generalization, but I want everyone to go wide, a little wider than shoulder distance apart. Press back and take a moment here, breathing in, and then walk. Can you walk up? Can you walk up? Maybe you're like, oh, one leg. Maybe you're just going to say three-legged dog, reach your foot to the back of the chair. That's fine. Or reaching, and maybe legs come up. We have all levels of strength, all levels. Breathe in, exhale. And I know some of you, as long as your chair is super, super, stationary, you could take one leg up and then try the other. Yep. And lower and come down. Child's pose. Breathe in. Exhale. Make fists, roll out your wrists. Come to standing. The chair is there if you need it. If you're using it, it's probably going to be at one side, okay? Tree, about 1 or 2 rounds of breath per pose, not going to hold long. Putting it all together. Eagle. Leg out to the side. Dancer. So you might say, I'm staying upright here, holding onto my chair, or making your way forward. Kick your leg up. Half moon. Soften your standing knee. Reach down. Use a block or not, or use your chair. Extend, reach your arm up into the air. So you know how to use your chair. You can have your elbow on the chair. Breathe in. Exhale. Come out. Come to a squat. Drop down. Anything that is comfortable for you, modified or not. Some of you using a chair, you might say, oh, I love this squat using a chair. You drop down and you breathe. Hey, if you have a chair, you should try that. It's very comfortable. Sitting down and just fold forward. Let's press up. Second side. Tree. Eagle. Absolutely fine to use a chair, a wall, to any modifications you need. Use a strap if you need to, holding your foot, extending the leg out to the side. Release. Grab hold of your ankle. And again, you might say, ah, right here is enough. Or kick the leg back. Bring your leg up high. And breathe. half moon. So start to bend your knee, reach down, opening the hip, use your chair if necessary, extend and breathe. Release. So squat or use your chair. You're going to drop down, knees are wide, come down, lower your head, round your back, release your neck, and breathe. So now you see how you can go, you can do, I mean, the chair also assists in like allowing all of us access to the poses, whether we want to really modify or whether we really want to go deeply. That is not an easy sequence, and here we are doing it, you know, and I'm you know, feeling that step by step, if we can work our core, if we can work being strong, we can do it. So we're onto our backs. Pull knees into chest. Have your hands right onto your knees and start to circle. Circle. Yeah, continue circling. And then next time your knees are together, reverse. Good. And finally, extending the legs one by one. Yes, we have 5 minutes of bliss awaiting you. So make sure you are very comfortable. That's really important. Finding stillness. Everyone's definition of comfort in Shavasana is different. And kind of this bringing us back to how we dedicated our session today to activism, shaking things up for the greater good. But how does that apply to us? Like, I mean, maybe you are, definitely, I know there are among you, there are activists. I have this, a quote by William James. Act as if what you do makes a difference. Act as if what you do makes a difference because it does. So that's how it really applies to us this moment. When you're in Shavasana, yes, it makes a difference when you do your yoga, when you breathe, when you cultivate a clear, quiet mind, a loving heart, when we cultivate kindness, it does make a difference. And we work from that little microcosm and we spread this outward. So radical kindness. Taking a moment here to feel serene, to feel your body relaxed, calm, to feel present. Taking a moment to relax, to notice the internal sound of your breathing. Like you can hear your breath, it's with you all the time, but when you tune into it, you can really hear your breathing. Don't try to alter it in any way. Observe your breathing. Observe your heartbeat. Observe your pulse. You can feel your pulse, perhaps at your throat, at your wrist, perhaps behind your knees and your ankles. Tuning in. We're going to slowly start to deepen the breathing, moving your hands, moving your feet, maybe stretching your arms up overhead. And then start to bend your knees, roll to one side, make your way to sitting.